Did I scare you? I bet I scared you, innit? Hello, so this is my first video on my blog and stuff, so nice to meet you, examiner, because I haven't introduced myself. Hi, I'm Ruby. Nice to meet you. Hope you're having a nice evening, afternoon, morning, dinner. You eating dinner? What is it? Is it good? Is it yummy? Okay. Right, so I'm going to talk about point of view shots in horror films today. I've noticed that point of view shot is quite a good shot to use for horror. I noticed it in The Evil Dead and also in Halloween, the famous opening of Halloween. The good thing about point of view shots is that it makes the audience feel uncomfortable because they're obviously becoming the villain, and so they feel very kind of uncomfortable and out of place because usually they're supposed to be feeling sorry for the victim, but in this case they're taking knives out of drawers, they are running towards the victim, and it's kind of flipped on its head, and so therefore the audience feel uncomfortable watching it. I've noticed that point of view shots aren't really shaky or jolty like handheld shots are, so I have observed and noticed that they probably used a Steadicam. I think the reason why they don't use handheld for point of view shots is because it's jolty and shaky and they want to get a perfect picture to see that the villain is in control, whereas if it was in shakiness of a handheld camera while you're walking along, then it makes the villain seem out of control and makes them seem kind of on edge, which they are, but it doesn't really give that kind of power structure, because if you've got power you're in control and you're quite smooth. Whereas if the camera is quite shaky, which it is in a handheld, it makes it harder for you to understand that the villain is actually in control a lot of the time during the scene. So that's why they probably used a Steadicam. Yeah. There's obviously the point of view shot where it's not moving and it's kind of just in the place where the villain or the victim would be. But there's also the point of view shot like you get in Halloween or The Evil Dead, where it's moving at the pace that the actual creature or demon or child is. And so it makes you feel quite creepy as you are chasing after your prey. So I think it's quite a good convention, and I think it would be really good to get into my horror trailer. So I decided that maybe I should practice using a Steadicam to do the point of view shot before I decide that I want to do it for my horror trailer. But last night I went out with my trusty camera and Steadicam and I decided to film what it would be like to walk into a house as a creepy human or creepy demon or monster or whatever your preference is for horror films. I don't mind. But I did a point of view shot, a bit like Halloween. That's obviously, I'm not going to plagiarise in my trailer. It was just a test. But bearing in mind, while you're watching this, I was filming it with one hand and also pushing doors open and getting stuff with the other hand. So it's a little bit shaky in parts. But when I come to my actual trailer, if I did want to use a Steadicam, I would probably be filming it while someone else got knives and stuff. And therefore it would be smoother. Just bear that in mind. Okay. I think my favourite shot in that little segment was the bit in the letterbox, which I think would work quite well for a horror because it's kind of like you can see through the letterbox in it. It's kind of a given, but if you get what I mean, it's kind of like you are sneaking up on someone. If the curtains were pulled and you couldn't see anything, you would lift up the plap. Not like I would know that because I'm not a psycho or something. I'm gonna go, but I hope you enjoyed the video. See you on the next post. I need some help. Okay.